Ladies and gentlemen, all of us from Eon Network would like to take the time to remember and reflect on what happened 23 years ago on September 11th of 2001. It was the day that the entire world saw terror right before our very eyes. On that morning, 4 commercial aircrafts were hijacked, 2 of them crashing into the World Trade Center, 1 into the Pentagon, and also 1, the United 93, crashing into a field in Pennsylvania because of the heroic passengers that got the chance to thwart the plans of the terrorists that morning. We remember the lives that were lost back then, but we also remember the way everyone treated each other back then as well. It didn't matter if you were from a different background or creed. It didn't matter if you had a different point of view of politics or even having a different religion. It didn't matter if you were a police officer or a firefighter, a coworker, a colleague, or even a stranger. Everyone came together that day. They put all differences aside and were a unit, united completely. And it's something that 23 years later, we should still, of course, do as a whole. On that morning, however, we found out one thing, is that freedom is not free. I'm pretty sure all of us agree that SmartSchoolBoy9 is a very deceptive man, and he's basically the old proverbial saying that goes, a wolf that is in sheep's clothing. See, in the last hour, I have been researching more and more screenshots about this man, and I'm sure all of you got the chance to do the same thing too, but I'm going to go ahead and share you some of the screenshots that I found that are very much disturbing because this man is, again, deceiving the public eye, or at least at the time was deceiving the public eye before he truly got caught. We're going to go ahead and show you the images right now, but as always, viewer discretion is advised. So as I said, SmartSchoolBoy9 is a man that's very deceptive. In fact, it's almost as if he was thinking that he was in a cloak, that he was actually invisible in the crowd, that he would not necessarily stand out from being a threat. And what's very disturbing is that this guy literally would go in the Instagram comments and do what he can to stray away from the idea that he was a threat. And the bottom line is, he was indeed a threat. So I'm going to go ahead and share you these screenshots that I got the chance to read. And maybe some of you have already read this, but just the fact this has to be addressed a lot more because it goes to show, it kind of allows us to pick on the mind of SmartSchoolBoy9, psychologically speaking. But check out the first photo here. So you can see a kid at the top. That's quite disturbing, knowing that SmartSchoolBoy9 is very infatuated with that. Nonetheless, you can go to the comments section, and there's a guy named Mark Wester, okay. And lo and behold, SmartSchoolBoy9 is there. What does he say? Well, he says, quote, another cool post, but be careful with some comments you receive. Sometimes at first they indicate that they're saying they're 12, and then comments within half a minute of you posting, but then there's only maybe 3 comments there. That's because some bad people have obviously had their comments deleted before you read them. You know, comments by Ozenor1 and such. It happens to most boys in our age group. In our age group? Okay. Nonetheless, it continues, but stay safe, stay cool, don't be dissuaded by creeps. Yeah, I think the only creep here is definitely you. A man who's allegedly 59 years old telling this kid to stay away from people, from grown men who are telling everyone that they're 12, and he's calling them out even though he himself is also the same person doing the same thing. But SmartSchoolBoy9, see, he, as I said, he's a very, very, I would say, somewhat of a calculated man. He calculates exactly what he's going to do and how he can do it, how he can execute his maneuvers, and how he can execute his interests without anyone truly trying to tie up the knots. And the fact is this, the guy's sick, okay? That's my opinion. So the next comment here, so this is probably another kid's post. So SmartSchoolBoy9 says in the comments here, you have some cool shirts, but I have to wear a school uniform to school. It is nice, but casual. It isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK as the month of June suddenly got warmer. So this is the Ozener account that the SmartSchoolBoy9 was referencing in the previous screenshot, in the previous comment section. You can see Ozener here says, quote, your account is bleep terrifying, please delete it. SmartSchoolBoy9 apparently responded saying, Ozener1 is one of my, or I'm sorry, Ozener1 is many, well, perverts following child accounts. Obviously, he's jealous and thinks it's clever to have a blank profile picture and no posts or private so that he can send abuse to kids. I've modeled cool clothes and I have a great life. Really? So this man is calling out allegedly another man who is pretended to be 12, and yet the same person who's calling him out is a guy that's doing the same thing. SmartSchoolBoy9 himself was a grown man. Again, he was just doing this. He was deceiving the public. He was deceiving the kids out there, probably trying to gain some form of trust. He was probably trying to do this to gain trust in these kids. And again, a very calculated man, very methodical, I would say, thinking, you know, every single, I don't know, it's just, this is very, I gotta say, this is very unsettling for me. It's very uncomfortable. But like I said, I mean, this guy was just thinking every single point ahead. He was thinking of every single plot, every single plan, and making sure that he was not going to get caught. Because, I mean, right in the open, I mean, you would imagine, okay, this SmartSchoolBoy9 is a good guy. He's calling out creeps. That's good. But if you dig deeper, then it gets a lot more disturbing. So, this is another one. I think that's the same kid from the other screenshot. You see the kid at the top, and then there's another guy in the comments saying, go live. And then SmartSchoolBoy9, what a shock, he's there. He says, I'm guessing you like talkies more. I've only tried them once. Another boy ahead of me at school. He's 12, brings snacks. You have heard it here in the UK. I saw the name Talkies on the wrapper of both versions he bought, and they're tasty. The snack scene here in the UK is competitive, so you've done well to get Talkies sold here. Oh, and you look really, really suitable to be in a promotional ad. You have the enthusiasm for it. I'm telling you. I've only tried them once. Another boy ahead of me at school. He's 12. Brings snacks. Red flag alert. This guy, again, deceiving the public, trying to deceive this kid. I hope this kid, I don't know who this kid is, but I hope this kid did not get abused in some way from this guy. I mean, anything could have happened. I mean, probably not. I would probably say that it's safe to say that this kid probably was not abused, but we don't know that. I mean, it could have been possible that perhaps maybe the SmartSchoolBoy9 gained his trust and he would DM the kid where to meet up or something. I don't know. Or whatever the heck. I mean, the guy is, like I said, he's twisted. So we're going to go ahead and share the final comment here. There's another kid. I'm not sure if that's the same kid. I think that's a different kid. I think. But nonetheless, you can see here that on the bottom it just says, do you like school? I do. It's good. That was from SmartSchoolBoy9. So this guy is going around commenting. He's just commenting around posts that feature kids. And again, he was trying to basically proclaim himself as the savior, so to speak. He was trying to go out in the open and the public to try to expose all the old people, the creeps out there who are messaging kids. And yeah, again, on paper, that sounds great. But this guy was only doing that as a part of a plan to try to gain kids' trust, even though he is behind the scenes a 59-year-old man. At least that's what many people indicate. SmartSchoolBoy9 is a very, very disturbing person. You look at these comments and you get disturbed just by reading them. But then you understand the story behind it, and then you get even more disturbed. Because you look at the guy's profile picture, the SmartSchoolBoy9, and again, the way he looks with the white paint, and then the mouth opening, and then some of the things that he does with his movements when it comes to his lips and tongue, it's just completely uncomfortable for me to actually report. I'm not gonna lie to you. I always get sick every single time I talk about this guy. But nonetheless, this guy may be one of the, if not the weirdest person on YouTube, or at least it would be safe to say that this guy is the weirdest person we've talked about in the year of 2024. I don't think there's anybody else out there that really beats this guy in terms of creepiness and just disturbance. But nonetheless, I read the screenshots, and I understand there's other people out there who are going to continue to hunt down SmartSchoolBoy9. I understand there's other people out there who are continuing the investigation, what they can find. I got to tell you, I hope sooner or later this guy somehow, some way gets caught, as I said. Who knows what he's doing behind the scenes? Who knows what he's done behind the scenes? But I'll tell you one thing. This guy definitely needs to get caught. We need some answers because there's a lot of questions, yet little answers. So that's what also makes it kind of a bit concerning, because is he still out there? I mean, what's going on there? We don't know. So, I don't know. Like I said, I am a bit perplexed at the moment. I really am. And I just think that it's very, very just concerning how this guy is living perhaps in the streets, and he could be harming other kids. I mean, yeah, he's getting exposure, which is good. I mean, a lot of people are exposing this guy, which is wonderful. But there are so many kids out there, and I know there's probably a whole load of them who don't even really follow up what's happening with this guy, and he could be commenting on these guys. I don't know. It's just, again, sickening. It's worrying. So I hope that perhaps maybe one day this guy can get caught. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, but we can get more answers as well. Exactly why this guy's doing this. What is going on with his face? What's his backstory? You know, things like that. We gotta definitely keep continuing to investigate this. But part of EO Network, we're definitely going to continue to make videos of SmartSchoolBoy9 and really see exactly what he's all about. This man, like I said, is a man who is just mentally unstable. You look at these comments, you look at the photos, you look at the videos, you hear his laughter, you see his lips and just his tongue, and it's just... Anyways, folks, thanks for joining us, a part of EO Network. We're going to continue the SmartSchoolBoy9 story, the very disturbing one at that, and we also have other updates dealing with killer clowns, but just stay safe out there, folks, because SmartSchoolBoy9 may be one person, but let's be honest, there's a lot of creeps out there, a whole lot of SmartSchoolBoy9s that not many people even know. For every SmartSchoolBoy9, there's probably 100 more just hiding in the shadows. So please, just be aware. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll catch you in the next video tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.